Mm, yeah, I got home from gym a bit late, so I only got home now. Well, not now, like 20 minutes ago. So I'm still eating, bro.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Hey, what's cutting here with this trading, this software? Uh, camera testing.
Nico, how's it going?
What's up? What's up? Okay, let me just send the link here for the stream. That news didn't do much, eh?
Yeah, hectic.
Good day, sir. 8K. Where's my camera? Da-da-da-da. What did the numbers do? What is today? PPR. Got Fed meeting minutes later as well.
The numbers come out good.
Good numbers for the dollar. Dollar's just falling though. Sad cash. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Gold's grabbing liquidity on the equal highs, then gonna pull back. So, to be honest, I haven't really had a proper look at today. I've just got home from gym, so I got my kind of zones that I'm interested in. We broke above this 1860, 1865 level in London session. So coming back to retest 1865 makes a lot of sense. Even coming back all the way to 62, the highs from Asian session, targeting maybe even the lows from London here at around 1860. So that's some sell ideas from this rejection zone. You can see the sell off here before. So this kind of zone is, if we could come up into 1878 or 1880 and start to see some rejections there, we could start to possibly look for some sells. Although gold is very bullish as well, so it's a tricky one. This kind of zone between 1880 and 1873. I don't want to be taking any trades unless I'm seeing rejections and looking for sells. Um, it's a very tough zone to the left. It makes a lot of sense to look for those rejections in the zone, like I say, for the sells here. I don't want to rush anything right now off 1875, this resistance here. You know, I don't want to rush anything off of here, because we could still come up into that 1878, 1880 before we actually see those sells. I think for the buys here, safer ideas are going to be if we do pull back to 1865, get nice rejections here, then just looking to play the same idea as yesterday, where you had a new high formed, pull back to retest the previous highs, and then plain simple, break and retest. Keyboard is on the blink. Yeah, we're so bullish, but it's quite tricky for bars. I could even see us coming up into, let's zoom out a little bit more here. I could even see us coming up back to retest this zone here at about 1885, 1890, let's say. You know, on the weekly and daily, that's a level that makes a lot of sense to get retested. You know, we had a very impulsive break below this 1890, let's call it. Now, we came down into this 1810 zone, seeing hard rejections here. We got the Israel-Palestine situation, you know, bringing a bit of fear to the mix here, bringing more demand into gold. And funnily enough, we've also seen a weaker dollar. So dollar just pulling back from those highs. But we had some good news today for the dollar, so we could possibly see some pullbacks here on gold. Let's cut in. I think really this is the zone that I want us to come into for those rejections for the sells. You know, we might not come up all the way into this zone. We might reject here at 1874, 1875. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll wait possibly for NYC at this point. Lower time frame. You know, it looks like that news just gave you a liquidity grab here. And sometimes this is what you see with the overall trend, right? Is when you are trending heavily bullish, for instance, then you'll have data come out. So this data came out good for the dollar. And then what we see is this data will give you a fundamentally induced liquidity grab, basically, or fundamentally induced pullback. So in this instance, this may just be a little pullback with that PPI news, which we know doesn't normally hold too much weight. So, you know, we may see this sort of price action where we form these highs after London. You know, you've had a bit of a pullback, you grabbed some more liquidity there with the news, and then we just continue bullish with that trend. But yeah, bars here is a little bit tough for me. It is a bit tough. You know, I could get a little bit more aggressive with buys around NYC right now. I'm not rushing anything. What's up, everybody? Empowerment TV, hello. Justin, Wayne, what's up? Emil, how's it? I have it retesting the 1885 as well. It makes a lot of sense to retest that zone. Connor, do you trade SMC? Nowadays, I don't know, bro. Some of the things I do is like, um, I don't know. No, I don't. I trade price action. What am I saying? Trade price action. Look, I don't know if SMC concepts, and I think some of the like concepts are just, man, fuck SMC. Let's not talk about it. Sweet. Check you. If you know me, you know I'm saying that. I'm not a fan of the whole SMC trade like the banks. I think it's a load of shit. If it works for you, it works for you. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't act like you're better than everyone else. You don't trade like a bank. You're a retail trader. Smart money con, yeah. Factorino, hello. Gold didn't give a damn about the news. War. Yeah, might be the case. Also, keep a lookout for headlines. You know, this is the thing about SMC, and this is why I said maybe I do trade SMC. I feel like SMC is a very like conspiracy theory vibe. That there's some algorithm that runs the market, this and that. But I do think that the market is very calculated. It's very um, surgical. That is the word. Like the timing of things, just look at this move down over the last few weeks, right? Just take a look at this and think about this. You know that this is not by chance. Gold didn't sell off, you know, thousands of pips or hundreds of pips, 1,200 pips, whatever, like in the space of a week, 2 weeks. We just dumped. And then we came into this demand zone. Funnily enough, the same demand zone from when we had that SVB collapse, the bank collapse. You know, what are the chances that you just get war headlines out of nowhere? Coming off of that demand zone, you dumped into a key level, and then you just had this move up that was induced by these war tensions. Like, it's so surgical. That's not a chance. It's, you know, it's calculated. So I don't know if that's like smart money concept vibes, but you know, do think about those things. So I don't know who follows me on Instagram. I know I don't really promote my Instagram too often, and it's a personal account, but you know I post trading stuff a lot of the time. And I just posted some stuff this morning, something that I've been looking at quite a lot lately, and we took advantage of it the other day with these cells. So I'll start with the example of these cells. Where we had this zone of interest here. We were obviously bearish at the time. We had come up once into the zone and then came up twice. And then this was the day where we took those really nice sells here on the stream. I think it was last week. Yeah. So the idea here was, like I said, this was a zone of interest. You came up into the zone and created a high. So now this already was a zone of interest for sales, but we came up here, created a high, and you know, this was around COMEX. It was actually before COMEX, it was the news. There was news there. But news, COMEX, you know, it's around the same time. In that time, if you're coming up into a zone, and let's say your bias is for sales, if you're coming up into a zone of interest and you create that high around COMEX, price comes back up to retest that high or just back into that general area, and we fail to break that high, or fail, maybe you'll get a fake out, but let's just say we fail to break that high. That will often then become the high for the session if you are overall more bearish, right? So that will, like I say, often become the high for the session. Now we can go to yesterday, go through another example of this, and I'll show you exactly why I'm showing you this. Where are we? Right, so we've obviously been bullish here on gold. Moving bullish, and then this is just a general zone of interest for buyers. So I got this resistance marked up on the bodies here at 1852.5, and then just this psychological level marked up at 1855. And we can see these wicks, so this is just a general zone. And now you'll see we came down into this zone in New York session. But now let's go to the lower time frames and see what happened. Right here on COMEX, you created a low. You came back to retest that low. And, you know, we didn't break that low, and that became the low for the session. Price did not come back to that zone with the nice trend. You know, it was very easy plain sailing buys at that point. So now we had that news now, which wicked down to 1867.75. So we're already moving away from this level, but I've marked this up. If we come back into this 1870 to 1867 area, you know, this is going to be an area of potential interest here for buyers. And NYC could easily give you a pullback into the zone. And like I say, if we are rejecting this low, we can look to continue just buying. If you do break that low, then like I say, we can possibly see deeper pullbacks. But for now, I'm just watching how price is coming up into, you know, just, I want to just mark up this whole zone. It's a very tricky area. So I'm just watching how we're coming up into this area. I don't want to be buying into this area. You know, there's a lot of rejections here. Even with the war, you know, these things can get priced in very quickly, and you still want to pay attention to setups, price action. Um, you know, just because there's a headline with war, yes, sometimes things are just going to pop off and just move. But if you go back test the bank collapses, if you go back test these previous crises over the last couple years, and I just had a look at the banking collapse. If you go back test that data, what you'll see is the price action was very clean. So, you know, people will say buy, close your eyes and buy gold. I even say that. But wait for setups. Be patient. You know, just because there's a war doesn't mean that you can't sell gold. If we get rejections here off of this area today, we might get a nice pullback, a nice correction. On different brokers, this is a gap that, you know, gaps generally get filled. You don't want to chase that idea that the gap will get filled, but it's there. Smart money condom. Would it not be that the algos are trading single? I don't know, Andy. I don't know, bro. I'm not going to claim like I know the algo or a algo. Banks do use algos, but there's not one algo that runs the market. You got me thinking there. Someone's playing chess and the world is the board. The board is, yeah. Ah, that's very true. Just don't be a pawn. That's it. At least be a knight. You can jump around. Or a bishop. You have some scope. You know, you can see long, like, you have good vision. You were speaking about someone from RG. I think I was talking about myself, about my Instagram. I just put something on my Instagram about trading, some educational stuff if you'd like to go have a look. When did we switch to New York session? Been out for a while. A couple months ago. Yeah, it's been a while. A little bit of a rejection there. I'm not gonna rush into sells. I really think that I'll just end up waiting for NYC. It's 20 minutes. So my ideas here are either we come up into, I'd really like to see 1880 tapped. Come up into 1880, let's say, get rejections there. Maybe even like a double top. And possibly look for the sells of 1880. Don't chase sells though. If it's there, it's there. So those are my ideas for sells. Buys, it's tough buying into this rejection area. But let's say we get a pullback into 1870. And as long as we're respecting 1867, these bars are still on the cards here. Like I say, it's going to be tough buying into this rejection area, but you know, if you can get bars of 1870, let's say, you should have enough range here up to 1875. If we get breaks above 80, yeah, you've got clean traffic to 1885. Let's look to the left. Yeah, that's very clean traffic. That could get filled easily today. So, possible bars above 1880. I'm just having my post-workout meal, chat. Excuse me for eating on the stream. I don't normally do this. Who's on the Zoom in? Oh. Just in case anyone thinks I'm broke because I'm eating out of a plastic bowl, just know this is the only bowl I have that can fit all the food that I just ate. Basically, I had half a box of Rice Krispies.
Fuck's sake.
Bro.
Dude, but finding a big enough bowl is a fucking struggle because I've also started like increasing my post-workout meal.
Yeah.
And my normal bowl don't fit the food in. I struggle to mix the shit around.
Hectic.
All over the table.
I don't know if the chat can hear you, Cookie. Just give me a second to get my earphones. Yeah, sorry, bro. I just don't want to look like I'm talking to myself here. If
Yeah, I was
can't
just thinking, you don't look like you're going fucking mad.
Yeah.
Just having a full-on conversation with no one.
Testing, testing. Cops, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, laka. So we're getting rejections here of 1875. I don't want to just hop into anything in a rush. With 15 minutes until NYC, that NYC is going to tell you a lot. You know, if we come straight back into 1875 at NYC and just reject, then these could be the highs for the session at 1875. I hate this zone between 1880 and 1874. I must say, it's a really ugly zone. $15. This is clean traffic. So this is a tradable range. Corpse, how much cream of rice are you eating at the moment?
I have 150 grams pre-workout, and then and then in the evening I'll like either have 150 grams of cream of rice or 150 grams of oats.
It's a lot, eh?
Yeah, it's a fuckload. But the pump, dude, is insane. Because I'll do
Yeah.
cream of rice and honey, but then I also put 3
Oh,
grams
nice.
of pink salt.
Okay.
So it's
Nice,
just like
solid.
one massive fucking pump concoction.
Mm. Yeah, I had 150 grams cream of rice this morning, but it is my high day.
Yeah,
Pre-workout, it's a lot of food, bro.
it's a shitload.
I was having that meal before bed, and I would go to bed and
Fuck.
I'm just like so full. Like, don't know what to do
Yeah.
with myself. Can't
You gotta
sleep.
have it
I'm
at least like
uncomfortable.
2-3 hours before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got a high carb day every fucking day.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
But I mean, my calories aren't really like restricted to a point where my low day is like, oh, I'm so drained, you know, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Are you still bulking or what?
I've slowly started to like cut the calories back. I wouldn't say I'm in a cut necessarily, but yeah, just slowly cutting the
Yeah.
calories back, leaning out a little bit.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I've realized that I need to start chowing because like I lost all the weight and then there was no muscle on the frame. Now I'm like, fuck, I need to fill out.
So you're bulking now?
Yeah.
I see Roger caught these bars this morning. Training is nice when you bulk, bro. You're flipping lovely.
Dude, there's nothing better. Weight fucking moves nicely.
Yeah.
And I got this Hellfire pump.
Oh,
Fuck.
yeah, the stone-free one.
Yeah, bro.
Nice.
So I do that with my pre-workout and fuck me.
You do that with your pre-workout?
Yeah.
What
Is it
the?
supposed to be a pre-workout on its own?
Yeah,
What?
bro. It's a stimulant-free pre-workout. But I mean,
Fuck that, dude. I take 2 scoops of that with 2 scoops of pre-workout.
sure. No, you mad. I've
I was
used
fucking dizzy in the gym this morning. I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, no, it's hectic, dude. Blood is flowing too fast.
Yeah, and I had legs, so there was fucking... all my blood was in my legs.
Hectic. Take some Cialis.
Yeah, oh, fuck.
Wayne says, please respect your organs, Scoops.
Well, now that I know that it's a pre-workout by itself, I'll tone it down.
But I mean, if you ever like have a late training session, then that stim-free one is going to be your friend.
Yeah, sure.
Unless you...
Yeah, but I fucking
crack
smart
into your
train
sleep.
early in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, you train pretty early, eh? Do you train
Yeah,
first?
dude.
Like, what time do you train?
Yeah, so I leave the house at like 5:20, get to the gym 5:30ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just,
I don't know, I like to go get it done, feel good for the day. You know what I mean? And I can just carry on with my day and not worry about having to go to the gym.
yeah. So you chow your first meal like as soon as you wake up?
Yeah, I literally wake up and then like half an hour later I'm chowing.
Hectic.
But it's a pain in the ass though. Because, yeah, someone I'm not really that hungry. and then also there's not like lots of time for the food to digest. You know what I mean? So if I don't time it like spot on, I've got the pre-workout mixing with the fucking meal, and yeah.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, bro. Is when you eat too soon before you train, it's really not nice.
Yeah. And especially 150 grams of cream of rice. Like, fuck.
Yeah. So the 4-hour candle here, we did close bullish, right? I mean, obviously we've been moving up through London session. But we've closed below this 1874, this resistance here. So we could still see this candle pull back. Like I say, this is just looking at these wicks, right? This is an entire rejection zone. I don't want to rush taking buys into this zone. If we can see some high probability sells, you know, in and around this area, cool. If we could get a deeper pullback here, and like I say, you know, respect these lows from the news, I could look to buy back into this area. You know, price does often come back to revisit this area. You know, I'm surprised to, well, I would like to see us come into 1880 still. But if you're taking bars off 1870, let's say, you will have range to move back up to 1875 here, where you will be able to take advantage of some bars here. You know, just from a zoomed out perspective, a pullback to 1865, 1864 would be beautiful to just see this structure continue. You know, we formed these highs here at about 1855, formed new highs, pulled back, retested, broke above. You know, if we could just see that structure continue, just play that bullish structure, I mean, that's beautiful. But it's tough that you've basically already had like the move for the day by the looks of things, you know. I like to think that there's gonna be one big move in the day. Most days, that big move comes after NYC. I mean, this is clear to see. This whole day you ranged through London, Asian, or we gapped up over the weekend, ranged to Asian in London. I think New York just pulled back. Yeah, New York gave you a pullback. And then, I mean, that was the move, right? So this was the move. But we'll see what happens. If we could get a quick scalp or something. I mean, NYC, generally you're still getting decent moves on gold. And if we moved 100 pips in London, I mean, never know. I'm gonna come back now.
Oh, well.
What happened to you, Corpse? I wasn't here when you said whatever you said. Corpse.
Fuck, sorry, dude. I thought I unmuted. I'm fucking chatting away here. No, we're just talking about gym and shit.
Oh, it was.
And I
And
just-
someone saying you must look after yourself, after your liver or something.
Oh yeah, so I was saying that to Connor that I got this Hellfire pump, but I didn't know it was a pre-workout. I thought it was just like, you know, like Cialis and Ulcitrulline is for like blood flow. So I thought this Hellfire pump was like just a pump product. So I've been taking 2 scoops of that with 2 scoops of pre-workout, not realizing that it's a pre-workout by itself.
Oh, I see. Trying to be like me, have a stroke. Okay.
Oh fuck, dude. Yeah, I did legs this morning. I was sitting there in the gym and I was fucking dizzy. And I was like, yeah, what's going on here? But yeah, makes sense now.
Yeah, just save water, man.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Don't drink energy drinks and cack like that today.
No, definitely not. I'm saying definitely not, but I'm fucking like 4
Idiot.
cups of coffee deep already.
Coffee's not
So-
that bad, dude. Even though I know it's like caffeine, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Unless you're adding like heaps of
Heaps of?
sugar.
Oh, nah. What the fuck? Rather chow my calories. How's things going your side with the whole dieting and shit?
Yeah, doing the best I can. So
Lekker.
not too bad.
Yeah, solid.
This 30-minute candle here looks like we're rejecting 1875. So let's see what NYC brings. If NYC opens up and we pull back, or we just retest this 1875.74, reject. It's tough. I mean, this is a range on the 5-minute basically. But if we come up into these highs again, don't break above, you know, you could start to execute on that rejection for the sells. These are pretty big candles. I'm thinking even if this 5-minute closes below here, let's say this 5-minute closes like this. So with NYC, I do like to wait for the 5-minute candle to close first. Let's have a look at DXY. Overall, dollar is weaker. You are just ranging at quite a significant level here. You did have some good news for the dollar just now, so we may get rejections here. And then, you know, if that dollar strength comes back in with rejections off of these lows, then, you know, that would also just support the idea here of the sells.
Gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bounce, bro, because I'm not gonna take another trade.
Alright, easy.
Okay, so I'm just gonna dip out.
Cool.
Now it goes. All right, bang it.
Check you.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, goes. Short us.
So just understanding that things are more bullish, you know, any sells, I'm not really looking for home runs here. So this candle has basically already used up a little bit of the range that I wanted to take advantage of. If you close below 70, you know, it makes sense to just continue, at least to fill this wick. But it is tough, you know, this, like I say, is an area where we could pull back into with NYC. Grab some more liquidity and just continue moving bullish. So I'm just gonna wait for now. If I were willing to be more aggressive with sells here, you know, I could take a shot at this sort of breakout idea, but I don't love it. I don't really want to be selling into this. Yeah. You know, if we could have been in off of the rejections higher up, just gives you more range to take advantage of sells. That makes more sense. But I don't really want to be taking a breakout trade for sells here. I'm just gonna wait and see. If this 5 minute closes, you know, bullish here back above 1870, the NYC volume could take you back up to 75. Oh, but it looks ugly. I would like to see better rejection candles. You know, right now it looks like we'll continue to move down. There's just no real entry or anything for me to take advantage of the sales that I'm comfortable with. Or range because tomorrow is CPR. That's a possibility as well. We also got meeting minutes tonight. If we could close bullish on this 5 minute like this, I'll give the bars a shot. But I'm waiting for the candle to close. This will also be the 15-minute candle closing. So, like I say, if we could close bullish here on the 5-minute, back above 1870, 15-minute candles, it doesn't look that great. You know, it does look like there's potential to come down into 65 to retest this previous structure. That makes sense. You know, we discussed these short-term sells. But like I say, it's very tricky for me to execute on that. And as long as we respect this low that is created with the news, I actually don't mind taking the buys off of this area, like I say. But a pullback into 65 would be even better. You know, if you get that pullback now, you could look for the rejections of 65. But I'm thinking at this point with CPI tomorrow, I think I'm going to save my bullets. I'm not too interested in these sells on the way down anymore. You know, it would have been easier selling the rejections, but I didn't like the timing. So I don't want to take breakout trades here for sells, because you don't have as much range to the 65 anymore, but you could reject and just continue moving bullish. Overall, we are still more bullish, even with that PPI being good for the dollar. Yeah, chat. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I could see this 5-minute closing back above here, back above 70, where then, you know, I really wouldn't mind pulling the trigger on the bars. Maybe let's wait. So as long as you respect the lows here, I would like to just kind of forward test that concept. I know the 30-minute candles there look like rejection candles. 15 also looks like rejection candles, but just keep in mind what's going on with the higher time frame. Our previous hour was still bullish. You know, you can easily wick back down into the zone and see this current hour flip bullish. It was also the first hour of the new 4-hour. Made sense for us to form a bottom wick. So we got that picture on the 4-hour and the hour, which then gives you confluence for the lower time frames. There's 5 minutes about to close. Looking real nice. Came back down into these lows from the news, respecting this zone. You close back above 70. NYC volume can easily take you back to 74, 75. Okay. So as soon as we break this 5-minute high, I'm gonna hop in here. But I would like to see a bottom wick. Would like to see a bottom wick. Yeah. I'm in. Don't always need a bottom wick on a 5 minutes, especially after a pullback where you've grabbed a lot of liquidity already. Can I just put the stop loss below this low from the news at 67.5, 67.4. That low is a little bit lower on my broker. Obviously spread maybe opened up with the news. So I just got my stop loss at 67 flat. It's quite a big stop. So you know, if you've taken the trade, lower your risk. Markets are still very volatile with all of what's going on. Overall TP here is 1880. With these setups, since this is like something like I said that I'm forward testing, I don't want to manage my risk too aggressively. You know, what I've seen is that, like I say, if we respect the low that is created with the COMEX or the news, then that will oftentimes be the low for the day. So I would rather just lower my risk going into the trade. If I take the stop, I take the stop. You know, if there are ways to manage, then of course I will do that. For instance, if we close back below 70, then I could look to manage my risk. I probably will bring my stop loss in shortly as well. Okay, so at this point, I will bring my stop loss into below the previous 5-minute candle. So a lot more aggressive there on the stop. And you know, obviously with this idea now that I'm experimenting with, I'll experiment with tighter stops as well, or how to get in even earlier. But you know, from what I see here, waiting for the 5 to close back above 70 was the safest entry. And the stops there with the volatility in the market right now just was obviously a little bit bigger than usual. I mean, 35 pips is not too big, but like here on my broker, for instance, my stop is actually 40 pips. So definitely going to move it in there to below the previous 5. Why the low of the previous 5? You'll see on the 1 minute that, you know, we formed structure here. We have formed new structure. With volume, I don't want to see this structure getting broken. I actually added to my position there as we broke that high. So I got my stop at 68.7. So the last 2 minutes of the hour, I would like to see us closing above 72.9. Why 72.9? It's the hourly flip. If we can close bullish on this hour candle, that'll obviously support the idea of us to continue moving up. The 30-minute looks great. You know, you've grabbed a lot of liquidity, closing bullish. 15 closing nice and engulfing. Stop does kind of look a bit funky here. You know, if you did want to keep a safer stop, just keep it below the current 15 at like 68. What is that? 7 pips. I'm gonna keep it where it is, 68.7. Based on that lower time frame structure. At this point, I'm anticipating that this volume is coming in and that we'll keep moving up and away from these lows.
Yeah, it's looking good.
What you could see here, and what I don't really want to see, is we could pull back into that 70 before continuing up. 4 seconds. Looks like we'll close bearish on the hour, but you've grabbed a lot of liquidity. Let's just give it a second here. Breaking the previous 5-minute high. My first targets here are going to be 74, 75, depending on how we push into that area. And then 77.5 is also a rejection area or rejection level. 1880, I'll just leave a TP at 1880. let's call it 1879.5. TP 1879.5. That's sort of like a runner TP. I'll probably close some up before then. That hour is ugly. I would have loved that hour to close bullish or even above 74, to be honest. I'm gonna close out half here, chat, at break even. Just to manage. I'm not completely happy with the hour close. If this 5-minute candle closes engulfing the previous candle, closes bearish, engulfing that previous candle, I'll close full. There's no need to take excessive risk or get too stuck onto any idea today. You know, we've already had a nice clean move up through London session basically. So I would love to see a continuation, but we've already come up into a tricky area here at 75. It's very tough buying back into this area, but you know, in the lower time frames, like I say, if you got a setup with volume, there's enough range to take advantage of, and then, you know, try leave runners to like 1980. But with CPI tomorrow, you know, this price action is not amazing. I would rather be safe than sorry. So we didn't close quite engulfing, but I think if we break that bearish candle low on the 5, I'm gonna get out for a very small loss there. So what I could do is I could even just move my stop loss to below that low. You don't have to do that, but just personally, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll put it below 70. It's what, 10 pips? 70.7. 69.7. Just below that psychological level. But I mean, from a 40 pip stop, right, or a 35 pip stop, to closing out half at break even, and now, you know, if you had to take that stop, you would basically lose 6 pips. So just managing the risk. And the upside here is obviously much greater. With the bullish moves we've been seeing on gold, it was worth a shot. But I mean, if it was any other day, or CPI tomorrow, I might have just stayed away from today. Staying away? Is that a word? Is that a thing? Stayed away. Should have stayed away. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. You know what, it doesn't really make sense to me to leave the stop where it is. I would rather just take the L on the break of the previous 5 low. Where's that low? 70.4. Yeah. It's tricky. Ew. Five's about to close. You know, I'd love to see us close bullish here. My concern is that we close bullish in the next 5 weeks down into that 70 psychological level. The way price respects these psychological levels when there's volume is just crazy. I mean, you can see how here we came up just shy of 75. Price really wanted to kiss the 75 and it did. You know, it came all the way back just to tap 75. I'm gonna leave that stop just below 70, chat. I've already closed out some. We closed bullish on the 5. Like I say, I've closed out half here at break even already. So, you know, if you took the trade, manage it. It's very choppy. You know, I'm taking a chance here today. I guess every day we take our chances, right? Play the probabilities. But with the way things have been going, you know, you may just get a headline about the war, and the next thing you know, gold's up 100 pips. You got a FOMC member in, speaking in 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes actually, my bad. So that's going to be tough. That's very tight here for us. Because that could definitely bring some volatility. So yeah, I would definitely close out some here at the entry if you haven't already. Don't risk it. And this 15-minute candle flip, 2.5 minutes. It's looking like it might not. And I'm about to get taken out, chat. Okay, I'm out. I'm out of here. So yeah, I mean, a little bit of a choppy session. Tried these bars, you know. But we'll be back tomorrow for CPR. News coming in 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm out. But like I say, nasty manage. You know, the initial stops were like nearly 40 pips. Ended up closing half at break even, and then the other half at negative 14. So really not bad. Basically negative 7 pips. Yeah, I gave it more room than I needed to. You know, I thought we may wick down into that 70 and then continue to move up, which may still happen, but yeah, you know, could have had the stop below that previous 5. But I thought, let me give it that little extra breathing room. But yeah, with that Fed speaker now, Fed Waller, you know, that can bring a little bit of volatility, maybe some cleaner direction. But it does look like, you know, we're struggling to push up here. The previous hour did end up closing bearish, although you grabbed some nice liquidity. The 30 looked alright, like a nice rejection candle from the downside, but you know, overall you're actually rejecting up and down. It's just a range at this point. So I wouldn't get too taken away with that. Chat, I'm gonna see you tomorrow for CPR. We risked it for the biscuits. You know, take our chances with this Israel story. Like I say, you know, with that news, you don't want to just buy and hold. You wait for setups, and that's what I did here. You know, painted out that retesting these lows from that news, and then looking for the moves up. But this was a tricky area. Managed the risk, kept the loss really small. So see you guys tomorrow.